vaster than the United States and Europe combined, yet so silent that one could travel hundreds of miles without encountering another human presence. This is Siberia, the sleeping continent within Russia, where molten lava pours across ice and snow, and the deepest lake on Earth sustains an isolated and bizarre ecosystem found nowhere else on the planet. How can humans survive in a land where nature constantly attempts to erase them? The answer lies in the journey we are about to take, across the most mysterious region on Earth. To understand why Siberia is unlike anywhere else, we must begin in a place where cold is not a season, but a permanent force. Oymyakon lies deep within the Verkhoyansk Mountains, a remote basin where cold air settles and never leaves. Encircled by mountain ranges that block warm winds, this small settlement has recorded temperatures as low as -71 degrees Celsius. Only about 1,000 people live here year-round. Here, cold becomes tangible. Breath freezes mid-air. Metal turns brittle. Engines are never shut off because starting them again may be impossible. Yet Oymyakon is not a place of spectacle. It is a place of routine. Children walk to school layered in fur and cloth. Stores remain open. Families carve ice to secure drinking water. Food freezes outdoors, preserved naturally by the climate. Life continues not because the cold has relented, but because people have learned how to exist within it. The Verkhoyansk Mountains stretch like a frozen backbone across northeastern Siberia. Snow-covered peaks glow faintly pink beneath the weak winter sun. The sky is sharp and endless. Here people do not challenge the cold. They acknowledge it. Life is measured by daylight, by weather, by endurance. The Sakha Republic, also known as Yakutia, is among the coldest inhabited regions on Earth. It is one of the world's largest administrative territories. Settlements are scattered, roads are scarce, and winter turns any journey into a test of survival. Larger than Argentina, this is a land where distance defines existence and winter dominates time itself. At its center stands Yakutsk, a capital city built entirely on permafrost that never fully thaws. Buildings rise on tall concrete pillars, allowing cold air to circulate beneath and preventing heat from destabilizing the ground. Water and sewage pipes run above the surface, exposed, insulated, wrapped like lifelines stretching across the city. In winter, Yakutsk often vanishes beneath a dense fog. The city appears suspended, half real, as though existing slightly out of sync with the rest of the world. At open-air fish markets, frozen fish are stacked like sculpted stone, bodies rigid, scales dulled by frost. Nothing here disguises the cold. Every street, every structure, every habit reflects the understanding that survival depends on respect, not domination. The roads of Yakutia are not simply infrastructure. They are negotiations with nature. Each kilometer exists under conditions dictated by cold, distance, and fragility. As the ground subtly thaws and refreezes, asphalt fractures easily. Repairs never cease. Potholes emerge overnight, not from traffic, but from temperature. The most infamous route is the Kolyma Highway, often called the Bone Road. It runs for thousands of kilometers through empty wilderness, where help may take days to arrive. Drivers obey unwritten rules. Never travel alone. Never let the engine stop for long. Never abandon a stranded vehicle. Here, assistance is not kindness, it is obligation. The roads of Yakutia reveal a simple truth. Travel is never casual. Every journey is deliberate, calculated, and shared. For Yakutsk, the Lena River is far more than scenery. It is essential. The city rests on permafrost with almost no permanent road connections to the rest of Russia for much of the year. Stretching roughly 4,400 kilometers, the river begins near Lake Baikal and flows north through eastern Siberia before emptying into the Laptov Sea. During the brief summer, rarely longer than 4 months, the Lena becomes a lifeline. Cargo ships and barges traverse its wide waters, transporting fuel, food, construction materials, and necessities. Nearly everything Yakutsk relies upon arrives this way. In this short window, the river transforms into a moving market, a supply artery, a connection to the outside world. In winter, the Lena changes again. Its surface freezes into a solid plain, thick enough to support trucks and heavy equipment. Temporary ice roads form, allowing vehicles to cross where no bridges exist. What was once water becomes infrastructure. Movement slows, but it never stops. The river also dictates daily life. For Yakutsk, the Lena is not merely a river passing through. It is the reason the city exists at all. Beneath much of Siberia lies a frozen archive, permafrost, a vast layer of earth frozen for tens of thousands of years. In places, it extends hundreds of meters deep, locking soil, ice, and organic matter in near-perfect preservation. From this frozen ground, mammoths have emerged with fur intact, skin preserved, and even the contents of their stomachs visible. Russian scientists describe the most complete specimen ever discovered. Named Yana, the mammoth weighs over 100 kilograms, stands about 120 centimeters tall, and is believed to have died at just 1 year old. Yana remained undisturbed beneath the permafrost of Yakutia for more than 50,000 years. Of only a handful of mammoth remains found worldwide, Yana is considered the most intact. Its discovery holds immense scientific value and also reflects the accelerating melting of Siberian permafrost driven by climate change. As the ice retreats, creatures long extinct reappear. Even ancient lions have been uncovered, not as fossils, but frozen in time. These finds offer rare insight into Ice Age ecosystems, revealing how animals lived, fed, and migrated across prehistoric Siberia. Scientists have also identified ancient bacteria and viruses preserved within the ice. Some, often called zombie viruses, remain dormant yet viable, raising concerns about what may be released as the ground warms. In this way, permafrost serves both as an archive and a warning. It tells the story of Earth's distant past with remarkable clarity, while revealing the consequences of a warming planet. From frozen ground and ancient remains, the journey now turns eastward to a place where Siberia begins to burn. The Kamchatka Peninsula lies between the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Okhotsk, isolated and largely unreachable by road. Its remoteness has preserved it. But here, the Earth is never still. Kamchatka rests on the Pacific Ring of Fire, where tectonic plates collide and release energy as heat. More than 300 volcanoes rise from the peninsula, 29 of them still active. The most striking is Kluchevskaya Sopka, a perfectly formed cone towering over 4,000 meters high, coated in ash and snow, reaching into the sky. It erupts frequently, sending massive columns of smoke upward and casting ash across the horizon, sometimes drifting hundreds of kilometers away. Nearby stands Mutnovsky, less symmetrical yet more accessible. Its slopes bear the scars of constant activity. Steam escapes through fissures. Sulfur stains the rocks yellow and white. Beneath the snow, mud churns. Water boils. The ground trembles subtly beneath each step. An endless cycle. Okay, yes. Deeper into the peninsula lies the Valley of the Geysers, one of the largest geothermal fields on Earth. Jets of hot water erupt without pattern. Steam coils through narrow valleys. Mud pools pulse slowly, as though marking time differently. Here, ice and fire exist only meters apart. Glaciers feed rivers that pass directly through boiling geysers. Amid the chaos of nature, brown bears continue to move quietly through their territory. With immense bodies, adult males can weigh between 500 and more than 700 kilograms by late summer. Their thick fur, ranging from deep brown to pale yellow-gray, protects them from cold rain, harsh sea winds, and long, unforgiving winters. They are omnivores, but their diet follows a strict seasonal rhythm. In summer and early autumn, Kamchatka's bears gather along rivers to hunt migrating salmon. They feed relentlessly, building the fat reserves needed to survive months of hibernation. Here, brown bears are not only apex predators, they are symbols of untouched wilderness and a natural cycle largely unaffected by human presence. South of Kamchatka, the land fractures into the sea. A chain of islands stretches between Russia and Japan, formed entirely by colliding tectonic plates. The Kuril Islands exist because the Pacific Plate continues to slide beneath the Okhotsk Plate, forcing magma upward from the ocean floor. What emerges is unstable, volatile, and alive. On Permafrost Island, the Abeko volcano smolders almost constantly. Smoke rises from its crater nearly every day. Ash settles over nearby settlements. The eruptions are not always explosive, but they never truly stop. A constant reminder that the ground beneath these islands is temporary. Farther south lies Atlasov Island. A single volcano rises sharply from the sea. Steep slopes drop directly into dark water. There are no wide plains, no gradual transitions, only fire meeting the ocean. Here, Siberia does not end quietly, but dramatically, dissolving into the Pacific through fire and salt. Far above the Arctic Circle, isolated from roads and cities, lies the Putorana Plateau, a vast, elevated world of stone, seemingly severed from time itself. It was not shaped gently. Born from colossal volcanic eruptions over 200 million years ago, it was later carved by ice, water, and gravity into one of the most remote landscapes on Earth. The plateau stretches for hundreds of kilometers, built from layers of dark basalt stacked like walls. Deep canyons split the land, their sheer cliffs cloaked in shadow. From these heights, thousands of waterfalls plunge downward. Some fall as thin silver threads. Others crash in powerful torrents, their echoes filling valleys untouched by human sound. Pools gather between basalt walls, long and narrow, icy cold and perfectly clear. In summer, they mirror the endless sky and rock, a vision of stillness, yet never truly motionless. Life thrives even here. The Putorana snow sheep is the rarest endemic species, found nowhere else on Earth. Completely isolated from other snow sheep populations in Siberia, they live in small groups, often traversing high mountain slopes where predators struggle to follow. Their eyesight is exceptional, detecting movement across vast distances. When threatened, they do not flee across open ground, but climb steep, broken terrain, using the landscape itself as protection. The Putorana snow sheep is more than a biological curiosity. It is proof of endurance, of adaptation in a world nearly uninhabitable for humans. Farther south, the land fragments once again. Between dense taiga forests and snow-covered mountains lies the Gobi Desert, golden dunes sculpted by wind, surrounded by forest and ice, a desert where it seemingly should not exist. Formed from glacial deposits left behind after the last ice age, the sands shift with the seasons. Blistering heat in summer, biting cold in winter, a geological anomaly that refuses to disappear. Along the Lena River, stone pillars rise like ancient ruins. The Lena pillars extend for kilometers, vertical cliffs carved from a fossilized seabed. They resemble a forest, a city, a memory of something built long ago and abandoned. Each rock layer preserves traces of vanished oceans and extinct life. To the people who live nearby, these pillars are not lifeless. They are guardians of the river. In the heart of Siberia, granite reshapes itself. The Stolby Nature Reserve stands marked by massive stone formations, bent, fractured, and sculpted by time. Nearby, the Ergaki Mountains rise, embracing Parabola Peak. A perfect stone arch stands as if designed rather than eroded. Deeper in the Altai region, the Kyzylchin Valley ignites with color. Hills of red, orange, and purple emerge from mineral layers exposed over millions of years. Often called the Mars of Siberia, this landscape feels otherworldly. These places are not symbols, they are evidence. Siberia is not one land, but many, linked by time, pressure, and change. A place where Earth is tested openly, and the results remain visible to those who choose to look. At the center of Siberia lies Lake Baikal, immense, ancient, and difficult to fully grasp. It is the deepest and oldest freshwater lake on Earth. More than 25 million years old, Baikal holds nearly 1/5 of the planet's unfrozen fresh water. Yet numbers alone fail to explain its importance. Baikal is more than a lake. In winter, it transforms. Its surface freezes into a sheet of glass so thick that trucks can cross it. But the ice is never truly still. Cracks race beneath the surface like blue lightning, branching, colliding, releasing thunderous booms that echo for kilometers. Air bubbles become trapped below, freezing into perfect spheres suspended between water and sky. The ice is rarely flat. Powerful winds push and compress it, forcing slabs upward into towering, jagged formations. Massive ridges of ice rise sharply, layer upon layer, resembling the ruins of a forgotten crystal city, reflecting the pale blue light of the Siberian winter. Inside these formations, ice caves form naturally. Water from waves and underground currents seeps into cracks, freezing in thin layers. Over time, translucent corridors emerge, where light shifts from deep blue to emerald green. Ceilings are lined with razor-sharp, perfectly shaped stalactites, as if carved by hand. Inside, sound fades away. Only the soft whistle of wind and the deep cracking of the ice remain. Lake Baikal is also a biological enigma. Its frigid waters are home to the world's only freshwater seal, the Nerpa. Exceptional divers, they are smaller than their ocean relatives, with rounded bodies, short flippers, and large dark eyes adapted to low light beneath the ice. An adult Nerpa typically weighs between 50 and 100 kilograms, protected by a thick layer of blubber that insulates it from the near-freezing water. How these seals arrived remains unknown. Some believe their ancestors traveled inland through ancient waterways. What is certain is that the Nerpa has evolved in step with Lake Baikal itself. Across the frozen surface, flocks of gulls provide rare movement in an otherwise motionless world. They fly low and deliberately, circling ice cracks as if sensing the lake's breath. Their pale gray and white feathers stand out against the cold blue expanse, wings catching the weak winds sweeping across the ice. Of Baikal are not merely visitors, they adapt to the harsh environment, feeding near cracks where the water never fully freezes. Small fish surface there, and gulls wait patiently on the ice, standing motionless for long moments before diving. Their calls echo across the emptiness, sharp and brief, a reminder that life persists. Along the western shore of Lake Baikal lies Olkhon Island, the largest island on the lake and its most spiritually significant. Here space unfolds differently. Wind moves constantly across open grasslands, carrying the scent of cold water and dry earth. Small villages are scattered across the landscape, quiet and aged, as though time slows upon arrival. Olkhon is more than geography. It is considered the spiritual heart of Baikal, where belief and nature merge without effort. The island's terrain shifts constantly. Gentle hills, sparse taiga forests, golden beaches, and even arid, almost desert-like areas. These contrasts create the sense that Olkhon belongs to more than one world. At the symbolic center of the island lies Cape Birkin, also known as the Shaman Cliffs. This jagged rock formation thrusts out of the water like a boundary between sky and lake. In winter, when Lake Baikal freezes completely, Cape Birkin becomes even more imposing, standing alone against the vast white surface. The transparent ice surrounding the rock acts like a massive mirror, reflecting its rough and ancient shape. Long blue cracks stretch along the base of the cliff, releasing deep, resonant sounds into the silence. Suspended between ice, sky, and water, Birkin feels detached from time itself, both solitary and powerful. Along the road leading to Cape Birkin, simple wooden pillars stand upright. From them, blue, white, and yellow prayer ribbons sway gently in the wind. Each ribbon carries a silent intention, a wish for peace, a hope for health, or gratitude offered to nature and unseen forces. Lake. Geyser is small, calm, and easily missed. Hidden within the Altai landscape, it resembles a pair of eyes beneath the surface. Blue and turquoise circles slowly appear and fade, like living patterns. They are formed by mineral-rich springs rising gently from below. As warmer water pushes upward through sediment, it shifts fine clay at the lake's bottom, creating concentric circles that ripple and disappear. The motion is subtle, almost invisible, yet constant. No pattern ever repeats itself. Here everything moves slowly. This steady circulation keeps the water clear and paints vivid colors across the lakebed, turning it into a natural geological canvas, a geothermal oasis amid cold mountain terrain. The Trans-Siberian Railway slices across Siberia like a steel thread, binding east and west through one of the harshest regions on Earth. Stretching nearly 9,300 kilometers, it crosses 7 time zones, forests, rivers, mountains, and permafrost, linking Moscow to the Pacific coast. It is the longest railway in the world and among the most ambitious engineering projects ever attempted. Construction began in 1891, driven by imperial ambition and the desire to control and develop Russia's vast eastern territories. Tens of thousands of workers were sent into remote wilderness. Many never returned. They laid tracks across frozen swamps, carved tunnels through rock, and built bridges over rivers that surged violently each spring. The railway transformed Siberia permanently. Towns emerged where stations appeared, resources flowed westward, coal, timber, minerals, and people followed the rails. Journeys that once took months by river or sled were reduced to days. Siberia was no longer isolated. It was connected, exploited, and integrated. Today, the Trans-Siberian Railway remains a vital artery. Freight trains haul oil, grain, and metals across the continent. Passenger cars glide through endless forests, where villages appear and vanish in moments. The Chuya Highway winds through the Altai Mountains, tracing a route used for thousands of years. Long before asphalt and engines, merchants, nomads, and caravans traveled this path between Siberia and Central Asia. Today, it is considered one of the most beautiful roads in Russia, yet its beauty cannot be separated from its demanding nature. The Chuya River runs alongside the road, sometimes calm, sometimes violent, shaping both the terrain and the route itself. Unlike major highways elsewhere, the Chuya Highway never dominates its surroundings. Villages remain small. Traffic is rare. The road feels temporary, almost borrowed from the mountains. It links distant communities and carries essential goods. The Katu-Yurik Pass is not a road in the traditional sense. It is a steep track carved directly into the mountainside, a narrow wound in the rock. Built to connect isolated valleys with the outside world, it is both necessary and unforgiving. The descent drops nearly a kilometer through sharp, narrow switchbacks. There are no guardrails. The surface is gravel and loose earth. Every descent demands focus, patience, and restraint. Below lies the Chulishman Valley, remote and largely untouched. It opens like a deep incision in the Altai Mountains. The landscape is modest, yet profoundly real. The Chulishman River winds along the valley floor, its cold blue waters rushing between sheer cliffs. High gray and brown slopes rise on both sides, eroded over millennia, exposing layers of rock like pages of history being peeled away. For generations, the valley was reachable only by horse or foot. The construction of the Katu-Yurik Pass brought connection, but also danger. Supplies could arrive. Medical help became possible. Yet safety was never guaranteed. Driving the pass teaches humility. In Siberia, even roads demand respect. Tobolsk stands where Siberian history first took shape. Founded in the late 16th century, it was once the capital of Russia's eastern frontier, a center of conquest, trade, and exile. Its most striking feature is the only stone Kremlin in all of Siberia. Rising above the river, its white walls and onion domes overlook wooden houses and narrow streets below, drawing a clear line between authority and daily life. From Tobolsk, Russia expanded eastward, charting rivers and building fortresses across unknown land. But it was also a place of punishment. Dissidents, intellectuals, and political prisoners passed through its gates, including members of the Romanov family in 1917. Tobolsk holds both ambition and sorrow, etched in stone across a land that once seemed endless. Novosibirsk should not exist where it does today. It began as a temporary settlement in 1893, built to support a bridge across the Ob River for the Trans-Siberian Railway. That bridge, the Bugrinsky Bridge, now curves through the heart of the city. Its bright red steel arch cuts through gray winter skies, a bold symbol within an industrial landscape. Novosibirsk is not only Siberia's scientific hub, but also a place where modern architecture asserts itself amid steel, ice, and enduring cold. Today, it is the largest city in Siberia and its unofficial capital. Broad avenues divide dense residential districts. Research institutes cluster within Akademgorodok, a scientific enclave set among birch forests. Culture, technology, and industry intersect here. Despite severe winters, life remains active and forward-looking. Novosibirsk embodies modern Siberia. Siberia is not merely a storehouse of resources or a frozen prison. It is a reflection of human endurance and nature's untamed strength. Those who live here call it home, bound by understandings forged with the land itself. Siberia does not fade when the journey ends. It remains, quiet and powerful, long after departure. Continue following Zide Globe for more exploration journeys.